This is ABC 7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Major developments in the Orlando nightclub massacre.
We're learning new information about what happened in those hours when so many people died and new details about the gunman. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is live in Orlando with the latest tonight. Marcy?
And several vigils are planned for tonight in other parts of Orlando. But here at the scene, the focus is on the investigation and piecing together this nightmare that for so many people still sinking in.
From the horrors of yesterday to the heartbreaking confirmation today, dozens of families now learning their loved ones are among the victims.
We missed them. We missed them. We love them.
At the scene where 49 people were so viciously killed, investigators collecting evidence as federal authorities delve into the killer's past.
It appears that the shooter was inspired by various extremist information that was disseminated over the internet.
29-year-old Omar Mateen was interviewed by the FBI 3 times in 2013 and 2014 for possible links to terrorism after telling co-workers he had ties to the Boston Marathon bombers.
But he also had a lot of hatred for people, black people, women. He did not like Jews, he did not like Hispanics, nor did he like gay or lesbian people.
But the FBI deemed Mateen was not a threat, and he was able to buy the assault rifle and handgun used in the attacks legally. Mateen using them to unleash 3 hours of terror early Sunday inside this gay nightclub during Latin night, in the midst of which he called 911, pledging loyalty to ISIS.
But he also appeared to claim solidarity with the perpetrators of the Boston Marathon bombing and solidarity with a Florida man who died as a suicide bomber in Syria.
And of course, Mateen was killed by a SWAT team here. We learned today they decided to break through a wall of the nightclub when Mateen threatened to strap bombs onto hostages. Live in Orlando, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
Thank you, Marcy. We're learning even more details about the man behind the attack, 29-year-old Omar Mateen. He was a bodybuilder and a security guard, a religious man who attended the local mosque and wanted to become a police officer. Mateen attended evening prayer services at the city's Islamic Center 3 to 4 times a week, most recently with his young son. Mateen was the son of an Afghan immigrant. Sadiq Mir Mateen says he condemns his son's actions, and the attack goes against everything he taught his son. He also apologizes to the victims and their families.
My principle as a father, my principle as a U.S. citizen, I've been throughout my life against terrorism, against injustice, against what anyone can do against the United States, especially my homeland, USA.
Mateen's ex-wife, Satora Yusufi, told reporters in Boulder, Colorado that Mateen was bipolar. Another disturbing detail about the shooter, the FBI's director says the agency is trying to determine whether Omar Mateen recently scouted Walt Disney World and other locations as possible targets. Director James Comey made the comments at a news conference today. When asked whether Disney and other locations had been scouted, Comey said, quote, "We're still working through that." As for the ongoing investigation into the massacre, officials say they don't know if anyone will be charged. U.S. Attorney Lee Bentley says officials are still collecting electronic and physical evidence.
City of Orlando has now released the names and ages of 47 victims of the nightclub shooting whose next of kin have now been contacted. The online list is being updated on a regular basis. One of the first victims identified was Sarasota resident Edward Sotomayor Jr. The 34-year-old, who is also known as Top Hat Eddie, is extremely popular among the gay and lesbian community as a promoter and LGBT event organizer. Sotomayor grew up in Sarasota. He attended Booker High School. He was a national brand manager at Al and Chuck Travel Agency. Those close to Sotomayor say he was always friendly and positive, and he will be missed.
All of your time that you spent with Eddie, people really liked. They wanted to be with Eddie because he was fun to be with. And that's what I'm going to remember forever. Every time I think of Eddie Sotomayor, I will think about how much fun he was.
He was such a huge part of the LGBT community here in Sarasota, and socially, he was a social butterfly. Everyone knew Eddie, and he was such a beautiful soul.
There has also been an outpouring of support for Sotomayor on Facebook. In those messages, people have been expressing love and how much he will be missed.
In just a few hours, a candlelight vigil will take place in downtown Sarasota in remembrance of the victims of the Orlando shooting. A large crowd expected to attend the event at 5 Points Park. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us now live from the park with details on this vigil. Rick.
Yeah, Haley, things right now are a little quiet, but all that's about to change in a matter of hours. They are expecting around 2,000 people to fill 5 Points Park, and there will be a tremendous police presence as well. It's a way for people to remember the victims of this horrible massacre in Orlando, including a Sarasota resident who was killed.
Tonight we're trying to create a safe space and bringing everyone together so we can support one another and embrace moving forward and raising awareness to create change and reminding people that their lives are not lost without a meaning.
And if you are coming out to 5 Points Park this evening, you're encouraged to use one of the downtown garages or carpool. All the festivities, the vigil, the candlelight vigil does get underway at 8 o'clock tonight. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Rick, thank you. Earlier today, parishioners at the Church of Palms in Sarasota attended a special service to offer prayers of peace and healing for the victims of the shootings. Members of the community gathered to pray not only for Orlando, but the entire country. Senior pastor of the church says he finds the attack disturbing and says that anyone of faith and a good heart should feel the same way.
It certainly has troubled me, and as a person of faith, and certainly as a person that leads a spiritual community here in Sarasota, I am troubled to think that people would see our brothers and sisters as anything less than deserving life.
Those who were unable to attend this afternoon's prayer service can view it in a link provided on the Church of Palms Facebook page.
And shifting gears now, let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Good afternoon, everyone. Temperatures on the hot side today, into the low 90s, but with the factor in the humidity, feels like 101 degrees. It was just at 104 a half hour ago at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport, 101 in Venice and 102 in Punta Gorda. And that's a result of this westerly flow that has built in along that sea breeze at 16 miles an hour now. Temperature currently at the airport, we have 90. We have some clouds around, and the dew point high again, 76 degrees, and that's the reason why it feels so much warmer out there. As far as the rain goes, you can see these storms are starting to move off to the southwest, and then they started to move back to the north and then northeast as of late. There are just a few around, and they are not all that strong. Right now, not much near the coast, although some clouds and some residual cloudiness from the shower starting to move in toward the coast there. But the heaviest rain by far near Clark Road, all the way out to Hidden River and just northwest of Mayaca City. Most of the action inland. Storm tracker indicating that we may have some small hail right there with that particular cell, but that is about it. We'll have much more in our forecast for the rest of this week coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is announcing that it plans to open a new children's clinic in Northport. SMH and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital have been working together for months on this clinic to provide better care for children and teens. The new pediatric specialty outpatient care clinic will be located on the second floor of the Sarasota Emergency Room and Health Care Center on Toledo Blade Boulevard. It will offer specialized care for children. The city of Northport has more than 10,000 school-age children, and SMH says this is a great start in addressing pediatric needs in the area.
It's got a median age that is right for children's services and younger services as opposed to some of the rest of the county. And we're very much looking at putting the right services into the various geographic areas.
The children's clinic is scheduled to open in early 2017.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. We're starting the new week with nothing but down arrows, Richard.
Scott, unfortunately, you're exactly right. It was a down day in many ways, certainly emotionally as well. When the New York Stock Exchange opened for business this morning at 9:30, there you see it, a moment of silence on the trading floor for, of course, the tragedy in Orlando over the weekend, and certainly people in New York, people everywhere affected by it, as you can see. And maybe even had some effect in the reason we were down on Wall Street. There you see we were down on Wall Street not from beginning to end. We were up a little bit. 28 points to the upside was the high of the day, but there you see the Dow closed with a loss of almost 133 points, 0.75%. Closing at 17,732.48, that on volume of 697 million shares. The NASDAQ was the biggest loser of the day, down almost a full percentage point, closing at 4,848.44. That on volume of 1,537 million shares. The S&P, a clean sweep, down 17 points, 0.8%, closing at 2,079.06. Well, it was not a down day if you happen to own shares of LinkedIn. LinkedIn received an unbelievable takeover offer from no less than Microsoft, a deal worth $26.2 billion. That's with a B. $196 a share. That's a 50% premium over where the stock closed on Friday. Need I say the stock closed up today by 47% at $192. LinkedIn will continue to operate as they have. They will still have the same CEO. That person will report directly to Microsoft's CEO. And shares of LinkedIn, believe it or not, so far this year had been down by 42%, down. Well, today it was up by 47%, can make their investors feel pretty darn good pretty fast. So quite a day for takeovers in the technology space, no question about that.
And speaking of that, news on Twitter.
News on Twitter. Well, if it can happen to LinkedIn, a lot of people think it can happen to Twitter. Shares of Twitter were up all day in a down market, and people are speculating that no less than Google might be interested in Twitter. Not saying it'll happen, not saying it won't, but that's the reason the stock was up today in a down market.
Thank you, Richard.
When Google calls, you listen.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, spending more than $2 million to re-nourish 2 miles of shoreline on Siesta Key. The improvements around Turtle Beach and how long the county hopes this re-nourishment will last.
And later in Health Smart, why pregnant women should pay extra close attention to their skin. That's coming up.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The home at 14 Green Street. The showing. The butterflies. The papers. The crunching of numbers. The offer, the counter, the poker face, the impasse. Finding the happy place. The compromise. The closing of loopholes, the ironing of wrinkles, the signing, the shake, no, the hug. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary. And remember,
For better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
Hey, Culligan man.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
A celebration 3 years in the making on South Siesta Key today.
Sarasota County celebrating the recently completed South Siesta Key Renourishment Project. This project, which is the second of 2 phases, added more than 1 million tons of sand dredged from 3 areas along 2 miles of shoreline. The added sand will help protect public and private property from erosion and storms in areas at and next to Turtle Beach. County officials say fortunately Tropical Storm Colin did not cause much damage to the project.
Mother Nature takes care of the shaping of the seaward portion of the project. So we knew we were going to have some that was going to visually disappear, but the storm itself really didn't cause that much more erosion.
The $21.5 million project was funded primarily by tourist development tax funds, as well as a state beach grant and assessments of Gulfront homes near the project area. The county hopes another renourishment project will not be needed for another 10 years. And all, I guess, depends on Mother Nature.
Yes, it does.
Storms that may come this way.
Right.
Hurricane season, all that.
It's hard to believe it's just last week, too. You know, we had our storm, and nothing out there right now. Things are fairly quiet. We have a few scattered storms around, but some dry air in place right now. The storms are mainly east of I-75 and Lakewood Ranch. Webcam showing that action, kind of building right along the sea breeze front, which has really kicked in this afternoon. And you can see that moisture around, a few showers, a few storms, and some lightning strikes near Mayaca City. Also, some fairly heavy weather north of our area, too, north of Orlando. You can see that line of showers as storms trying to progress toward the west, but then getting held off by that sea breeze and then kind of keeping them right there along I-75. There's Lakewood Ranch with the showers nearby, and also near Clark Road and I-75 and Bee Ridge Extension, some heavier weather there. Look, you can see it quite clearly right there near Gator, and also right along Heritage Harbor, and I should say Heritage Oaks, and then stretching up toward Fruitville. A few lightning strikes near Verna, and also just to the northwest of Mayaca City and west of Mayaca Head. Now, most of the activity right now is east of I-75, but some outflow from these storms could create some isolated showers, and we may see some winding down later on tonight. Most of the activity should be over later on this evening, and not everyone's going to get the rain. There'll be a few showers around. I mentioned that drier air. This is at around 20 to 30,000 feet in the atmosphere, the water vapor imagery. And you can see this is all on the dry scale here in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That's going to keep most of the widespread activity away from our area for at least a couple of days. And then as we head to the weekend, we'll see better chances for everyone to get some storms. 90 degrees right now, the dew point way up there at 76, and the humidity 63%, but the real story, the heat index, and it feels more like 100 to 104 degrees across the Suncoast. 99, that's the actual ambient air temperature in Tallahassee right now, landlocked area there, no sea breeze to help out. Orlando now at 95 and 96 in Jacksonville. Temperatures right on the water into the mid-80s now in Braden Beach and Cortez and Inglewood at 85, 85 in Northport, and with some clouds nearby, Lakewood Ranch at 87 degrees. Showers and storms tonight will eventually push off to the west and then slowly dissipate. We should see another sunny start to tomorrow morning, and then showers and storms again developing along that sea breeze front, pushing off to the east mainly as a result of some westerly to northwesterly flow, and that will keep that humidity value high at the surface anyway, and that means heat indices up tomorrow about 100 to 104 degrees in the afternoon. Temperatures around the U.S., it's 94 in St. Louis, 85 in Kansas City. Much cooler, though, in places like Detroit, Toronto, and Cleveland, all into the 60s to low 70s. Even into Boston, it's 71 right now. And it's 88 in Albuquerque, 72 in Denver, and 67 in Los Angeles. Well, here's what's happening with tides for Sarasota Bay. High tide will be at 8:43, and a low tide coming at 3:05 in the morning. Another high tide at 9:14. Sunset at 8:26. West winds for boaters tomorrow, not much wind, 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be generally less than 2 feet, mostly smooth on the bays and inland waters. The heat index will be high there near the coast too, and the UV index as well at 9. Water temperature of warm, 86 degrees, with beaches warming to the upper 80s. Tonight, a few evening storms around, otherwise partly cloudy. It will stay muggy. Low temperatures into the mid-70s. Northwest winds 5 to 10. For tomorrow, look for more of the same we saw today. A slight chance for scattered late morning, early afternoon storms along the coast, and then inland storms in the afternoon, a high near 91, but the real factor will be the heat index, and it'll be 100 to 104 degrees. And then a slight chance for showers on Wednesday. We start to increase our moisture availability and a better chance for more Those storms making their way toward the coast beginning on Thursday and continuing through Father's Day. Scott?
Thank you, Bob. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, right now we're seeing a crash on our map. This is in South Sarasota at the intersection of US 41 and Stickney Point Road. 2 right lanes are blocked there at that intersection. Traffic also backed up on I-75 in the northbound lanes at this hour, right near the Fruitville and University Parkway exits. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, although women often have skin changes during pregnancy, one in particular can be dangerous, even deadly, to mothers and their babies. Melanoma that pops up during pregnancy can spread to the baby in utero. Research suggests pregnancy suppresses the immune system, which can increase risk of illness, including cancer. And hormonal changes during pregnancy may also lead to greater mutation of cancer cells. A study in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology shows women diagnosed with melanoma within 1 year of giving birth were 5 times as likely to die from the cancer, 7 times as likely to see their cancer spread, and 9 times as likely to have it recur. During economic slumps, children's risk of becoming overweight or obese may rise with the unemployment rates in their communities. That's according to a recent study of California school children published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health. Based on unemployment during the study period, for every 1% increase in the jobless rate in a community, children saw a 14% increase in BMI. Not all economic types of hardship, though, had the same effect. Researchers found that after the 2007 economic crash, children in areas where houses were being foreclosed tended to lose weight. Women are underrepresented in exercise and sports medicine research when compared to men. That's according to an editorial in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. One reason may be that women's periods throw things off for exercise researchers. When research is conducted on women who exercise, it's often limited. For example, women are often only tested when they're at a specific phase of their menstrual cycle, typically when hormone levels are low. Or the studies only include women on birth control. Researchers are calling for more broad studies that aren't limited by these factors. Coming up next, not the place you want to be stuck during rush hour, how Mother Nature destroyed this major interstate. Plus a special night out, how one Florida hospital helped recreate prom night for its teenage patients.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Sections of a major interstate in North Texas are missing tonight after floodwaters washed them away. A reservoir fed by two lakes overflowed, washing over I-45 in Navarro County. Large areas on and off the road were left with standing water, mud, and debris. Earlier today, traffic was backed up for miles as drivers were diverted to overpasses to turn around. Teams rescued drivers who drove through high water. I-45 was initially closed in both directions, but the northbound section has now been reopened. A number of government and university buildings in downtown Toronto are closed today after reports of a suspicious person in that area. Police received unconfirmed reports of that suspicious person near a building under construction on the University of Toronto campus. Police say someone showed them a photo of the man dressed in black, wearing a mask and carrying a knapsack. Many university buildings, part of the legislature, and hospitals were put on lockdown. Buses also took students and staff off of campus as a precaution.
A sweet surprise for some teens at Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital in South Florida. They were given their very own prom by hospital staff. The kids got to spend the day getting all dolled up for the event. The facility's auditorium was filled with balloons, and a caricaturist, I think I'm saying that right, was hired. Staffers say that it was a great chance to give their patients some much needed fun.
We see what they go through. We see their ups, we see their downs, and this is one of their ups, and we're able to see them enjoying life and being their normal selves.
The entire event was also catered. Looks like a fun night. And still to come on your you were about to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, still to go on your Suncoast News. So should the U.S. ban assault-style weapons? What gun shop owners and customers on the Suncoast think about the current laws surrounding guns.
Plus, coping with the loss of lives in Orlando, what one Sarasota group is doing to provide counseling for those grieving.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The ability to go to college on a Bright Future Scholarship gave me personally the flexibility to chase a dream. To not have to worry about paying for your college education was absolutely amazing. One step better than that was to leave with no loans. I mean, to start a life, to start a job, to start without having a debt was amazing, and it allowed me to get to where I'm at today.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.